Hey guys, welcome in. My name is Julie. This is Frontier Tarot. Ooh, someone's got something fast coming in. Something fast, something exciting. I feel like maybe there's some like fresh air gonna show up or just some fast forward movement that's definitely destined. Okay, so keep your radar up, like pay attention. Oh, actually, you know what? You're not gonna miss this. Like this isn't something you're gonna miss. This is gonna be some kind of news, some kind of action taken that moves the ball forward in a really positive way. The Wheel of Destiny is behind this, so you can trust it. It's here to end like some old, worn out patterns, old thinking, old habits. I'm hearing the word die hard, like, you know, like it was a hard death. It was a painful death. It's like the end of like Legends of the Fall, you know, when Tristan, he's like, it was a good death. Yeah, this was a good death, y'all. So whatever you put an end to recently or whatever came to an end, trust that it was meant to. And there's like this fresh energy coming through. That Knight of Swords does not fuck around. So you kind of gotta be, I just want you guys to kind of be ready. You know what I mean? It's like if you want to get on the train, you got to go to the station. You got to buy the ticket. You know what I mean? So you don't have to take action just yet, but just show up. And don't worry about it. Like for some of you guys, it's going to be going to an event or doing something new. Just show up and let it kind of come to you. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm also getting this energy of travel. And, you know, if you're traveling, like, I don't know, they probably don't have travel agents anymore, but the concept of that, like have someone else do it for you. Just have the energy of like, surprise me. That's a really good kind of perspective to have. Like, and I know some of you guys might reel with that, myself included, because I'm like, surprise me. I'm like, I've had enough, thanks, you know, enough surprises, enough lessons, like show me something good, right? So expect that, you know. My son plays baseball and he was pitching the other day, and I was just thinking about like, God, those pitchers, you know, they just have to freaking really focus and like land it, you know. So you're being asked to either step up to the platform and get on the train, or if you're identifying with the Knight of Swords and you're ready to take some serious action, like this is more of a masculine energy. But if that feels like you, then absolutely. Cut through the noise, cut through the bullshit. It's about taking action, okay? Yeah, there's the Knight of Wands. Okay, all right. Stampede time. So for those of you guys who are kind of like single and ready to mingle, like there's a Knight of Swords coming, there's a Knight of Wands coming. Like this is really exciting energy because it's like these people are going to take you somewhere. This is not the sit around, watch Netflix, like this energy isn't that. Like, and I know that's great, but like we've all done enough of that. So I feel like most of you guys would want to find people who are taking action. They're exciting. They're doing shit. Like they're moving around. They're moving the energy around. This is what we need. This is good Aries energy too. Okay. So we're heading into the astrological new year this weekend, I believe, which is super exciting. So this is very Aries. This is fresh. You know, this is that opening, you know, it's kind of like that feeling. And I get this image a lot of race horses being like stuck at the gate, like getting ready to run. And they're just waiting, you know, and like now it's like the gun went off and off they go. And the Knight of Wands is just, he's a winner. You know, this is a winner, chicken dinner. This guy's a winner. The thing with the Knight of Wands, though, is that they don't really commit. They just keep going. You know, this is the playboy of the zodiac or of the tarot, right? So you just got to be mindful of that. Like, just take the ride. You know what I mean? Like, get on the ride. Like, try not to. For those of you who are looking for new opportunities in that department, just think short term. You know, this is fun. Think about having fun and about having that energy move you forward somehow. That feels way better than anything that's like, oh, let's, you know, settle down and do the thing. No, the Wheel of Destiny is turning. And I keep getting, for myself personally, like just that frontier energy coming back. Like, I woke up this morning and my dreams have been absolutely apeshit lately. Like where I know I'm astral traveling. Like there's no way that's just a fucking dream, you know? Like it's weird. I'll wake up with like, I'll have like a mosquito bite, you know? And I'm like, I live in Sausalito. Like I basically, you know what I mean? Like I'm not getting mosquito bit, you know? It's so weird. And it's like right there. Like I was out foraging or something, you know, like out somewhere exotic. So, not that mosquitoes necessarily live in exotic places, but I think you guys know what I mean. New, unfamiliar territory, right? Unfamiliar territory. That feels really good. So, any of you guys who are want new territory, want new lands to conquer, want new experiences, like it's you gotta either like drive the train or buy the ticket, you know, and just figure out which one you want to do. I mean, it's not that hard. But don't get overwhelmed, like the overwhelm card is saying, I gotta pick it. Your mind starts to go fucking nuts, you know? And this is where you get into trouble. Because we start to visual, oh, what's it gonna be? This is gonna be this is gonna be that. Like, this energy is like, it's undeniable. It's not confusing. You know, the past was confusing, especially if it comes to romantic relationships and things of that nature. Connections in general, like everything's changing. We're going through a massive shakeup, in case you guys haven't realized. Like, it's basically like if you're human right now, you might as well just like, you know, get some popcorn and check out the show because it's insane. So we're either going to do something about it, you know, or we're going to just sit back and like, you know, it's time to move forward. Okay. If that long rambling, like whatever download that was, it's time to move forward. And it's going to happen fast, and it's going to cut through all this bullshit. Any of you guys who are doing really innovative projects, like cutting through the noise, cutting through all of that, clear shit up for people. That's what you're here to do anyways. It's like that, back to that frontier energy, and like the times when like railroad tracks are being laid down. It's destruction though, you know, believe me. And I woke up, like I was saying, I keep circling back to things. I apologize. My brain's clearly being rewired. And it was this idea of like the fire has to happen. The force has to be like, it sucks, man. You know, like I felt that, like I just felt this like huge fire, and I'm not predicting anything. I'm not saying there's a wildfire coming. Don't think this is a personal thing. It's like my own karmic shit coming up. Okay. And it's presenting this way, and it feels really awful, but also like, thank God, you know, like thank God we can just clear. You have to clear to expand. If you want to grow, you have to clear. It's just how it goes. And some things have to go out. I mean, a lot of it. And it's painful, you know. I don't even like when trees get trimmed, you know, like it hurts. So when I see these huge fires in my mind about that's what needs to clear in order for this, you know, for this mission of mine to be fully realized, that's what's required. And it goes against like my human self in so many ways. So I don't know. I don't know what my point is right now because there's confusion, right? So don't overthink it. Okay? Which is the whole point. Like all that, like, no, don't overthink it. This is about action, okay? This is about, and this is where these people are really got it going on. I think there's kind of like this thing happening. I feel like maybe it's generational, maybe not. But there's like a mindset or like a team of people or like a leadership, like a movement, some kind of like these knights coming in, man, that are just like badasses, like people who are going to be building the future for us. Like get in line with them if they're doing things that match your vision. There's a lot of that going on, a lot of innovation, a lot of creativity, and a lot of like we're doing it, we're going in. It's brave, you know. I mean, these are like first responder people that are like, they're going in and freaking doing this stuff. So it's really kind of amazing. Some of you guys are like, I just want to take a nap. That just sounds too exhausting. Like maybe some of you guys have been doing that and you just want to chill. Well, I'm just saying you're not going to be chilling for long. So take a rest. Take a rest and then go back out and do your thing. Okay, so I'm getting a lot of duality there. Like you're either on the train or you're on the train. You know, don't worry about it. It's all going to become clearer. You either have to rest your mind, actually, because the swords are about our mind, their thoughts. So again, that's part of cutting through the noise. It's like don't let the mind rest. So great way to progress also is through meditation and mindfulness, which is not easy for a lot of people, but I'm telling you, put the mind at ease, like you put the mind to rest. That's when the action happens. If any of you guys are like, well, how's this going to do it? How's it? Blah, blah, blah. you gotta rest the mind. You just gotta like give it a big old nap. And by doing that, by reprogramming that, that is what is going to allow the destiny to come through, and it's like saying sweep you off your feet. Like it's gonna sweep you off your feet. Like if there's a bird just went by. It's gonna sweep you off your feet. Yeah, I mean, this could be like, I'm seeing like my angel clouds too right now. So this is also very spiritual, y'all. Like these nights, like it's very much like these volunteers that come in. If any of you guys have read the work of Dolores Cannon, she talks about the 3 waves of volunteers, and we're definitely part of that. I feel it resonated with me completely. Like she just blew my mind, her work. Anyways, there's these probably new waves of energy, like light code activators and angelic like archangels, like the team. It's like a team, we're very, very, very protected and very guided if you pay attention, they're saying. So all of this new movement is going to definitely come from the combination of the human and the unseen, but with the divine, like there's just this sense of purpose that's coming through. It's like we're here to like get this thing done, so it's a great time to identify with, create companies. Don't just buy into their stuff. Create companies that are based on that. If you could develop something from that concept, you would, that's it. What else are you gonna do? It's like there's no I'm hearing the word, there's no shame. Maybe you guys are struggling with that a little bit. Like, how do I like balance the 3D, the material world with the I don't know what you even want to call it. There's all the shit's changing anyways. So find that path, that's the train. The train is the way to do that. You have to build a mechanism for those two things to come together. Okay. So a forum, they're saying, a forum, that's kind of like why I do this work, because I can get that. That is my train. This is my train. Like I'm on the train right now when I'm channeling, when I'm talking to you guys, when I'm pulling cards, which I should do, by the way. But it's like a ramble. Like that's what I mean. It feels like the train is like very, it's like these super trains. There's just a lot of that going on. It's actually happening, Wow. I like it. I do like it. This Queen of Cups is here. Beautiful energy. So this is why we can be okay with it, because she's behind it. She's the one. She's the one you got to go to, right? This is like the divine mother. This is like, she's like Mother Gaia, like feminine, like that's a way to channel it too. It's just be her, like let her like show you, let her like, she's just so incredible. So like a lot of prayer to, Mary Magdalene came through too with a friend of mine who's talking about her now, like female deities, and just learning how to embody them, right? Like goddesses, all of that stuff. That's a great way for us feminines to, like, we need to find that role model. And sometimes those role models aren't in this world. I mean, Jane Fonda's great, but like, geez, she's going to be gone soon. You know what I mean? So like, who else we got? Go to the higher realms, man. The 3D is like, that's what's ending anyway. So, you're either going to get on that, it's not even a train then. Then you're just going up. Then you're just like, expansion is all around anyways. Some of you guys are like, yeah, I'm not doing the train. I'm taking the elevator. Whatever the fuck, just get on something. You know what I mean? Like, I don't care if you're like, I don't like trains. I don't like trains. Then get on a plane, get on something. Woo, get on a horse, even better. Sorry, I just got a little excited there. There's a lot coming through right now, so it might feel like that, but that's also pre-Aries energy, and it comes from that, So fire signs, get ready, like, get ready. Things are about to explode, I'm hearing, like, in such, like, I don't know. I used to be really kind of afraid of some of this stuff, but now I'm just kind of like, it's kind of exciting in a way. It's all how you look at it. You can look at it like, the world's coming to an end, or you could look at it like a new world's beginning, Pick your choice. Like I'm on, team 2, right? Because why focus on what's not working? Like, why are we all fucking looking at this shit, consumed by it, being all upset about it? You're choosing to focus on that. That's feeding that. Oh, it drives me so crazy. Like, focus on the future. And the future's bright, man. If you choose it to be so, you call that to you. You can manifest this shit. I'm telling you. I'm right there. Like, we're right there. Those of you guys who have been doing this for a long time, yeah, it's there's gonna be there's got to be something, there's got to be like some new platform, some new thing that allows us to just be normal. Okay, I just got really excited there. So the Seven of Wands shows up. It's like, I feel like it's people who have been pushed too far. That's what it is. It's people who have been just like this their whole lives, defending and pushing and pushing and pushing. There's a lot of people that have been doing that, and good, like you did it. These people are like worked really hard and they had to defend something. A lot of masculine men are going to be extremely important in this next wave. Extremely. Like if you are like a woke male who is very masculine and can get shit done and is smart and creative and loving and all of those things, get out there, do the thing. Like there's so much we need to hear from certain people, I don't know. I just feel this like, God, there's got to be someone out there, It's people who have overcome these obstacles. And for those of you guys who have been kind of in that mode, like just pushing things off, like in the world, like too much coming at you, too much attention, too much negativity, too much conflict coming at you, and you've kind of just been like this, then trust that there's probably there's this female, she's rad, by the way, she's the falconess. And I feel like there's this kind of connection maybe happening that's really beautiful, that they had to learn their lessons and she just had to learn how to just be in her own glory, and I just love, this is one of my favorite cards in tarot. She's a self-made woman, okay? And she's in her garden and she's got all these pentacles, right? And she's got a falcon because she's the falconess. Because back in the day when people needed a falcon, there was only her. That's who you went to. If you needed a falcon, you went to her. So that was her business. And people don't need falcons very often. So she lived this really awesome life, because when someone did need a falcon, she was like, it took care of the whole year. She's got this garden. She's wearing these beautiful clothes, all covered in Venus signs, which is feminine. This is incredible. So some of you guys are really entering that. This is pre-Empress. This is like Empress in training. You know what I mean? So there could be some younger people watching too. Age doesn't even matter anyways. It's about phases, it's about these phases and chapters. So this is really telling me to stay in your own magnificence, build your own kingdom. Okay, this is about you coming into full effect. How's that? So she's coming into full effect. This one's just been battling one battle after another, right? There's no coincidence that won the Oscar. And there's something about these two energies coming together and working together that feels really good. So we need each other, is the feeling I'm getting. We do need each other, but there's time and place for things. And with that Wheel of Fortune coming in the beginning, it's saying this is lifting off some of the stuff. It's allowing the feminine to rise into her feminine, and it's helping remove all of these attacks that the masculine is feeling. All of these burdens and response coming at him, cutting at him. It's been a lot, I feel like men are very in such a incredible position right now. I'm doing a lot more work with men because my student is starting a tarot company for men. Stay tuned. It's freaking awesome. It's called Tarot for Bros. I think I can let that out. It's really, really great. And we had a focus group here last week, and I had 6 bros here. We just it was so fun. We had such a good time. Anyways, more on that to come. But look at that. It brings in fresh energy. That, again, is divinely guided. Wow. Woo, this is incredible. Holy shit. And look at those 8 of Wands busting through all of that. Oh my God. Sorry, I just got wow. It's this whole thing just came off. I think you guys are witnessing my own personal, like, like I love the Queen of Wands. She's a badass, but I feel like everyone, that like can resonate with me at least, or like my story. Um, you'll get this, and we all have this, right? The Queen of Wands is just saying like, own it. Own your truth, own your creativity, own your uniqueness. Like your uniqueness is so important for you these women, like anyone. That's really what it is. It's like coming into your full power. Same with the masculine. Wow, you've got the Queen of Wands and the King of Pentacles coming together. Okay, this is no joke. Like I've been talking about this forever, and there's been still no, like, at least for me personally, like physical manifestation of it. So sometimes this information comes through me and I'm just like, yeah, I heard that one before, but that's also part of the noise, right? That's part of that confusion that we have to clear up. That's part of that like, oh, I'm stuck. Like, it's never going to happen to me. So this is the mind, again, needing to unwind and relax. So really good time to focus on mindfulness, to focus on like not mindset, but like, yeah, do some neural pathway clearing. Okay. Like you can just do that yourself. You don't need to, people think you got to buy all this shit and go to all these, just do it yourself, just do it. Your energy, you're the master. So you can just imagine, like I did this the other day, imagine kind of like taking, like a wet wipe and going through in my, my mind's eye, like, how the brain has got all those like curves and turns and really like, I imagine just kind of going through there and clearing out like, oh, it feels like really good actually doing it. Like kind of like how you would dust like off like I think, like going through all those canals and just like clearing out like all the, like the dust and the things or anything that's like caught up in there. And I just kind of do that as like a visualization, like through my brain, all over, like onto the other side, kind of like in the back. And then you kind of like throw away that wipe. You know what I mean? I know it's kind of crazy, but it works. Like it feels really good. So there you go. That's one way to do it. And that will help you break through some of this, like fear. Yeah, and opening up. This came through in my class the other day. I'm having the best time teaching tarot, by the way. I just love it so much. So hi to all my students if you're out there. This came through. We talked about this card a lot the other day because it was like that opening. This is about opening. This is about opening your heart space. And the Three of Wands is all about your ships coming in. He's standing there kind of on a harbor. And you open, you're opening like a portal or it would be like a harbor, like a port. And if you're only open like this, like, then you're only going to get like a little boat, like a little dinghy, you know what I mean? But if you open your energy like wide, you're going to get a freaking, who knows, a huge ship, right? That's filled with treasures and love, all the things that you want. It's good. You want this ship to come in. So it's just a matter about how open you are. And if you're only open like this, you're, like I said, you'll get like a guppy. But like, don't you, like, isn't it like, why not go for like the whole enchilada? You know what I'm saying? So a lot of you guys are arriving to this place. You've worked really hard. You've been really, I'm hearing the word dignified in your energy. Like maybe those of you who really have operated with integrity, with purpose, you've kind of carved out a path, so to speak, or a few paths. It's really nice. This masculine energy feels really good. So any of you guys who have men in your life, or if you're a male watching, like this is for you. Mwah! This is for you, darling. Keep growing, like keep opening the heart. Some of you guys have gone through a death of some sort. It could be a death, someone from your past. It could be a family member. It could be a sibling. It could be just a relationship that was very dear. Whenever we go through these losses, I just lost my father about a year and a half ago. Was it 2? I don't even, time is irrelevant, but it feels it's still very, with me. And how that changes you, right? So it really is, it's there to help you move forward and to open up. So this is a really beautiful message for those of you guys who have gone through some kind of a death experience, end of a long-term relationship, the end of, friendships ending. Like there's definitely some of that, or just a physical death of losing someone close to you. It's kind of a way to kind of open the heart a little bit, and I know that can be scary sometimes. I know it's been scary for me because it's like, oh, we got to protect everything, and then you just go into work mode, and I get like this too, where it's like you kind of shut down, you just focus on work, because that's the thing. I can do this, right? I know how to do that. And then the tower shows up and you're like, I can't do that no more. You know what I mean? So be careful of burnout right now is what I'm hearing. Like, don't. If you're the knight or the king or the knight of swords or the knight of wands, know when to rest too. Even if you're not masculine energy, if you're feminine, you're running, you need to rest as well. So it's both, and it's not, you don't want to burn out, man. Don't do that to yourself. Know your limits. You have to learn this before you can go further on the journey anyway. So some of you guys are just learning that. Like, what are my limits? Like, how much of this can I have? What's the effect on me? If you're paying attention to that, this isn't going to happen. If you're sitting there focusing on like, how am I going to do this? How am I going to do that? Like, the answers aren't in that. The answers aren't in like this figuring out thing. The answers are in being open. Wow. And justice, justice will prevail. She always does. I mean, like, we think that this is the end of the story. Oh, blah, 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 blah. Are you kidding me? This bitch is in charge. She's the one in control of all this. And she's just letting it play out. We're basically like little kids running around, like shooting each other out. It's terrible. It's ridiculous. And she's just sitting there patient, like watching this destruction going on everywhere. She's like, oh no, you just wait. You just wait. This is not the end of the story. This is part of the collapse for, ooh boy. Pay attention, they're just saying pay attention. Pay attention to your intuition. This is big energy. Wow. It's all coming up to the surface anyway. So for those of you guys who are going through this huge clearing process, like let it up and out. Your intuition. Some of you guys are really going through a big awakening right now. Yeah, that's what it is. And this is so important to me that I help myself and other people understand that you're not like going crazy. There's not bad things happening to you. You're not like mentally ill necessarily. You're going through awakening. Okay. And like everybody wants to take that and like label it something. And I really love working with people who like are like, oh my God, that's what it is. And you can pull out of it much faster. So don't let like labels and things. I mean, I'm not a doctor, so please don't take this as like strong medical advice. I'm just saying it's energy, and we can allow that to be something that we work with and learn how to work with. It's our own free will, it's our own power, and they don't teach us how to do that. So we've had to learn, we've had to learn, and that's what we've all been doing. So, this is the subconscious, this is the shadow, this is all that stuff coming up out of nowhere, boom, boom, boom. This is your own stuff. That's karma just being cleared. And it's so much better on the other side of it. The whole reason the tower happens, because this is not a steady foundation, y'all. So anything that's falling apart, anything that's just coming down, they're like, it wasn't stable. So don't hold on to it. I know it's hard, but when we hold on to those things too much, and I say this with just so much love and grace in my heart, because this is not easy, but I do feel like it's necessary. And if people could just get through some of that initial like fear, that it's just really a clearing for the call to come through. So if things are ending, if marriages are ending, if jobs are ending, like let it fucking end, man. Like it's just like jump ship. Get out now, because it's not stable. And that's part of the awakening, is that it never was. And that's the tough pill to swallow, because you're like, yeah, I kind of knew, married that guy, so I've never done that, but necessarily, but like, we all have those things, like, yeah, we didn't necessarily see the red flags, and that's okay. It's part of the lesson. So just, let it rip, they're saying. Like, some of you guys are just really like releasing, like you were ejected out of that plane because that plane was going down, and you're like just parachuting into nowhere. And it's okay. It might feel a little weird at first, like you might feel a little bit like, oh my God, what did I do? There's just a little bit of imbalance. It's okay. A little juggling act. It's fine. Maybe someone got some big news. Maybe someone got something that came out of nowhere, upsetting, destabilizing, like all these things. I feel like this is something that's already happened though. It's not like, I don't really do predictive stuff. We talk about what's occurring or what has just occurred so that we can clear it and move forward. It's not like, oh, one day that no, don't worry about that. That's part of the problem, is the fear of something bad happening, So check yourself. Go back to those relationships, if it was something like that, let's just say for an example, go back to that, and instead of blaming the other person, which is like what we usually do, like, don't blame yourself either, but take accountability for that. What were you thinking about? What were you thinking about that back then that caused that? A lot of times, like for women, like for me, it was like desperation created a kind of ultimately a desperate situation. So if we could go back and just learn the lessons from what our thinking mind was doing back then, I think that will help. So it is a good time to reflect. It's like the damage has been done, I'm hearing anyway. So like at this point, it's the hard part's over, quite frankly. I know this message is kind of specific, but what I'm feeling is like it's over. It's kind of great, Say goodbye, your last hurrah. Move the fuck on. It's amazing. I'm actually excited for you. I was just having this conversation with a friend the other night because she just got laid off of her job. She's at a huge ad agency here in San Francisco. She worked for them for like decades. She's retiring in like a year, like less than a year. And they just laid off like a shit ton of people. So her whole, but it actually is working out better for her, right? So it's like, trust that these things are good. Like, let it end, Please. Yeah, I know it's hard. It's like your heart breaks or you're heartbroken, but that's healable. That's why we do this. Like, we're healing all of that. It's disappointing. Some of you guys, it's like hangman. It's like, it's thrown you into a bit of a pause moment and you're uncomfortable with that. Some of you guys have had to stop, running around, doing all these things. And there may be something that temporarily like laid you up, like an injury or something, or you just had a sickness, something like that. And you've gone into hangman mode and you're like, nothing. It's like crickets, or there's just little movement. And, you're the reason that you do that this happens is because you're changing your perspective. The guidance is to change your perspective, right? This is like this halo coming out of his head. So the reason you're in hangman mode is because you need to shift the way you're thinking. It's your mindset, it's your perspective. So you go upside down so you can look at things differently. So it's a really good time to just look at things differently. Everything is the story that you've told yourself is a story. What you've just experienced didn't really happen, is what I'm getting. Not really real. None of this is. It's like a big, I don't know. It's like this big cosmic dance I'm hearing. And it is like, I don't know, maybe it is time to have fun. We talked about this last week, didn't we? About this concept of here to have fun and to play, and how I was like, I don't buy it. I'm not like, play, like, come on. Like, I just don't buy it. But now maybe like I should rethink that, maybe anyone who feels like that should rethink that and consider, this is that fast forward motion again. Look, he's literally on a horse riding into this bright future. The sun is like the best card. I mean, I don't think it's the best card in the deck. It's just very optimistic. The star card is my personal favorite, but the sun is, you can't go wrong. It's just, everything is just like a glow. Everything is just powered by optimism and a bright future. And it's a really positive, powerful card to have. So I'm not knocking the sun, but it's just saying like, let that light power you. You know, the sun shines, whether, you know, the clouds can't really, you know, it's still shining, right? So it's really talking to me right now about the light within, which is really what we are anyways. So we just activate the light within, and that's the energy work that we do, is to try and monitor that. Thank God we have the chakras. That helps. It gives us a little bit of a sense of inner compass. I am getting the hangman here being like kind of a good time to align your chakras. So if some of you guys are like, I don't know how to do this, go online, do whatever, find a chakra meditation that works for you. There's tons. You know, the root chakra is the big one. Okay, so if you can start there and work through that stuff, wow, that's amazing. And many of you guys are going through an awakening, a Kundalini awakening perhaps. So things are starting to be like, wow, 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 you know, like your mind is really like starting to expand. Your crown chakra is opening. Your solar plexus is opening. All of these energies are opening. So it's a really good time to let them open, you know. And how can we help do that? Doing movement and yoga and drinking water and purifying our system and getting a lot of rest and getting a lot of movement and getting all these things out. Creativity, you know, let all of that come up through you. Wow, it's beautiful. I just got really hot too. Some of you guys want a sauna. Some of you guys, it is really hot where we are. I mean, I'm in the Bay Area. It's going to be like so hot. So, you might be like, oh, I don't want to take a sauna right now, but whatever. You'll come back around. Like, get out in the sun. Like, get out and enjoy some of this, the new beginnings, the awakening. It's a great awakening. That's what it is. That's what I'm talking about. The great goddamn awakening. It's freaking awesome. So focus on the future. Build it, build it, build it, build it, and grow it. Actually grow it. You know, like, you got to grow this thing. It's not about building. It is, but even the concept of building seems kind of, I don't know, old. We don't need buildings where you know what I mean? There's no buildings. It's just creation. Wow, I could go down that whole trip. If any of you guys watching, if you're like, that makes sense to me, book a reading with me and we can look at it. You know, I'm just going to shift gears a little bit because like that's it, you know, like a lot of what I try and teach people is to like get the message and move on, right? Like we don't have to linger too far. I tend to get really excited about stuff, so I go dig deeper and deeper. But it's also like knowing when to when to pull back. And I think that's part of it. Timing is so important right now, especially with that Wheel of Fortune. Timing, you know, the Justice card being there, that's about timing. That's about letting, you know, the powers that be determine and just being right, like being a good, like, ambassador for that. You know what I mean? Like maybe that's what it is. It's like they talk about like brand ambassadors. Be the ambassador of like the divine feminine, you know, be the ambassador of like Father God and like the holy, like all of it, like the archangels, like be that. Right? I mean, I would be so proud if at the end of my life, I was at least like, wow, she really stood for something. You know what I mean? Like there was something about the energy that I try to be close to that feels like good, comforting to me. And hopefully it seems to be like helping people and changing people's directions and guiding them in certain ways. And it feels incredible to be able to do that. And so it's up to me to live my life through that. And I definitely don't get it right all the time. I'm certainly a little bit like kind of a weirdo, but like if I can at least like align with that energy and look at myself as kind of like that earth angel concept. I love that concept because it's like I'm here, but I'm representing, you know, something way more powerful. And that's where our crossover loved ones can really come in handy. I've got my grandfather up there. Oh my God, he made an appearance. It's so funny because I block. And he's just been coming through. That's Lofton. And that painting my father painted. So, yeah, I'm getting a lot of that. I've been feeling his energy a lot lately. So some of you guys, it's really good to kind of like work with that energy. You know, if you feel like you're getting messages from, you know, your grandmother or your you know, like talk to them. Like the veils are thinning, you know what I mean? That's why all this destruction is happening anyways. It's these veils are thinning. So let's enjoy that and let's commune. You know what I'm saying? I just got there's this, I sent it to my friend this morning, Krista, if you're watching. Oh my God, that podcast. Like, it was two Sesame Street characters. Like, this is those two friends starting a podcast. And it was like those little, like, puppet, like, I mean, it was really like old school ones. Or they were just talking. It was like the space thing in the back. It was fucking hilarious and like so adorable at the same time. And I just got really like happy about that. So. Okay, so here we go. There's the answer. Boom. Ask and you shall receive. Okay, so this is like, it's kind of like they're showing it to me like it's really kind of nice, like a gumball machine, like the old school ones. So it's like if you put the coin in, you're gonna get the gumball, you know. Or someone would like come down. So you gotta put your money where your mouth is. They're saying, yeah. Some of you guys are gonna have to just throw down, you know, some pentacles and be like, I'm doing this. Book it. Get it done. If you want to travel, go travel. If you want to buy a house, buy a house. Like those that have the means to do it, do it. And if you don't, then it's coming, you know, like ask for help. The divine will provide for you. Like this is what I'm excited about right now because I'm working on that where I'm like, okay, like here we go. There's going to be something that lands. And if we're too focused on like our little like, well, how am I going to, you know, this is going to come through. This is like divine resources, right? So there's resources beyond things like money and things like, you know, even property, they're saying. I mean, I love property, believe me. I love me some real estate, but at the same time, it is very like divinely guided. So for those of you who've been kind of dealing with like poverty consciousness, then trust that there is a big offering coming through that will be like, it'll just be, they're saying it'll be easy, you know, like there's not like going to be a lot of struggle. The struggle was the problem. So for those of you guys who work for yourself, for those of you guys who have your own thing going on, like make it enjoyable, period. You know, that Eight of Pentacles was there. He's not bothered that he's working. Like he likes it, you know. This is someone who's an artisan, someone who's a craftsman. They love doing what they're doing, kind of like this. Like, I love doing this. I enjoy it. So enjoying it is going to help create abundance, right? So you kind of, when they say that, like you've got love what you do, it is. Make it more enjoyable. And if you're doing something and it hasn't been fun, if it's been too much work, then make it fun. Make it enjoyable. Find a way. And if there is no way, then don't do it anymore. You know, what your work should be enjoyable, not should. They would like you to consider the fact that it can be. So instead of pushing so hard against stuff, you know. Okay, yeah, some of you guys are just dealing with some heartbreak and, you know, I get it. Like, it'll pass. Like the Three of Swords, it's like the rain is there. Yeah, I love this card because the rain is actually healing. You know, this is a card of healing. So I know it doesn't look pretty, but the idea is that these three swords like are coming out and the rain and the clouds are just like, they're healing it. And I've been feeling this too. Like I felt like that a lot. Like they're saying there's like three great loves. Like some of you guys who are kind of more my age or whatever, who've been through situations like, yeah, shit's painful and it might come up, you know, from time to time. So just let that heal. Let those clouds come through and like let it wash through you. And it's really beautiful, actually. It's a card of healing. Like I just said, 3 times, please. So maybe it's like 3 times, you know, like you've been like, oh, I've done this 3 times. Like, don't worry about it. Yeah, Page of Wands is like, don't worry about it. Focus on something else. The best way to deal with heartbreak right now or anything that's painful is to focus on a creative project. Focus on something new. Get something started. Even if it's like go into town and get on an open mic night, or go start a group in your community, or go get a new project. Go do something creative. Go create some new music. Go do something. That feels really good. Focus something that you can focus on. He's so like, and it's something that you're really curious about. So it's like your curiosity is what's going to drive you. What would you like to do? What would be fun for you? Go do that. and be new at it. Like, this is going to be something that you're new at. It might be something that you know how to do, but it's something that you're picking up again. For some of you guys, maybe you had a hobby or something that you love to do, but you had to put it aside because of all these responsibilities, and now you're picking it back up again. Like I don't know, an instrument, or like, I don't know, writing or doing something creative or something. You're picking it back up. You're like, oh, this is awesome. Some of you guys, it's just like your libido too, I feel. Like, I get a lot, I mean, there's a lot of sexual energy with the Knight of Wands. The Knight of Wands and the Knight of Swords is saying that the connection is going to be both physical and creative and also intellectual. Like, you guys need that intellectual stimulation. If you don't have it, you're just not interested. So there's a power behind that. So it's finding people, as this like motorcycle comes raging through. Dang. Anyways, yeah, speed. But this is like, just pick it back up again. You know, you don't have to be like great at it. Maybe you get back out there somehow. You're going back to the gym. You're going back into doing something that you love that makes you feel really good. That's really important. Some of you guys, it is like, you know, sexual awakening, something that's like, oh my God, I'm like really turned on, you know? I mean, this is someone who's like, what? Like, and it leads to good things. Like, that one little page can have like this whole beautiful thing. Just start. Pages also are communicate. So they're kind of like little mini messengers. So they're here to deliver messages. So some of you guys might be reaching out to someone with something like that, or you might be hearing from someone that has that kind of excitement or that desire. You know, desire is a good word. It's like something you both desire. It's a good time to look at relationships and connections that have mutual, like your vision for the future is in alignment. That feels really good. Dang. All right. I'm going to pull one or two oracle cards before I say goodbye, because it's almost an hour. How are you guys doing? I feel like I'm crowing over here. I hope everyone's doing great. I know it's a lot, but like, Aries is going to help, you know, fresh air. Just try and think of that. Fresh energy always feels really nice. So let that breeze come through as best you can. Everything is rolling. We're doing, you know, I'm in the middle of my tarot training course, which is so lovely and beautiful. And oh my God, I love teaching this stuff. I really, really do. It's so loving and wonderful and awesome and exciting and creative and cool and all of these things. So stay tuned for more, you know, because I feel like the teaching thing is really, it just seems to really feel good. And I'm just so grateful for everyone that's come to work with me in that way. And like, it's really amazing what we're creating. So I'll be having more classes coming up around that. Also, I'm doing an art tarot experience, which is going to be really, really beautiful. One of my students actually is an artist, and she wanted to collaborate on a tarot workshop. So we're going to be meeting at Ground in Tiburon on April 5th. It's going to be really beautiful. We're out in the garden, which place is incredible. Any of you guys who are local, please go to Ground. I love it there. It's a garden store and home goods, and like, it's just incredible. So we're going to be setting up in the garden, and it's a 3-hour workshop where we're going to be going through, like, talking about tarot. I'm going to give everyone kind of a little mini reading, and then there's going to be a major arcana card pulled. You're going to pull one yourself, and the energy of that is going to be what you work on in terms of the art project. So we're going to be giving each person like 11 by 17 black and white template of that card, whatever is pulled. And then we're gonna create, like, it's gonna be like painting and drawing and collage and all of that, but you're gonna be working with the energy of that archetype and allow that to kind of manifest and create what you're wanting in the next sort of chapter. So it's a really great interactive, creative workshop to manifest and also to get clarity and to gather around these things. And it's gonna just feel so great. And then you take the piece home. And it's just really, really, really cool. So we're so excited to do it. It's April 5th. It'll be on my Instagram in terms of how to sign up. Spots are limited. So if you are interested, then yeah, grab a spot. It's April 5th. Okay, I'm going to pull these oracle cards. There's the blessed card coming through. So that's beautiful. That's that divine feminine. If ever things get tricky, then just go to her. That justice card, remember her? Like go to a higher source of intelligence beyond just what's available. Okay? Like that tap into that. That's gonna feel really good because that will help you make some decisions too. So when you need to make some decisions, like elevate, get up into a higher state of consciousness, like allow your vibration to increase, and then let it come through you. Just open up that channel, right? Open up the channel and ask. Like that's what it is. It's like we have to ask because we have free will. So ask for the guidance, ask for the help. And it might come, it does come through instantly in terms of the information. It's just knowing which channel to tune into to receive it. So that's what we're working on is like our tuning. How are we receiving this information? And we want to keep our energy system as tuned as possible in alignment so that that guidance can come through us and guide us. And then we are that. We're the physical embodiment of that. And that's where the magic happens. Because once you're really like aware of that you're just a human like expression of that, man, that's when shit can get real, because then you're operating from like just better gas. You know what I mean? Like we don't need this. Like it's just so it's kind of, I don't mean to laugh because I know there's a lot going on, but you can kind of like look at things from a bigger, higher perspective, and that does help. It helps me anyways. I don't know. Maybe some of you guys are like, don't know what I'm talking about, but I think you do. So get up above it, like it's like the concept of like a general, if there's a battle going on, he doesn't go right into the middle of the battle. He kind of goes up on a cliff or up on a hill to look down so he can see, right? And be strategic about things. So for some of you guys, if you're making decisions or you're being asked to make a decision or you've got like fork in the road, like go up to a higher, like sense of awareness, and you do that through meditation, all these things that we talk about. Get up there, elevate, there's a spaceship meditation that I do that can help you raise your consciousness, which I'm happy to share with you guys as well. And you just kind of get up there and then you just kind of be in that energy and you let the downloads come, right? If you don't have a lot of time, you can just kind of go up there and ask, just be like, show me the guide, show me the way. What is the answer? Blah, blah, blah. However you guys do it. It's very personal. So, do it your own way in terms of how you ask. And then just let it go, and like, let it come through you. It can be instant, but it's also like the universe is dealing with the physical world, so they're kind of like, you got to give us a minute here. Like they're trying to manipulate freaking all this shit to make our dreams come true. Do you know what I'm saying? Like it takes divine timing, like have some respect, because it is changing, but it's like, it's not going to be on your timeline. So get rid of your timelines. That's the first step. Get rid of your timeline. Like your plan. Okay, sure. I'm not knocking plans. I'm just saying strategy. But like the strategy is yes to strategy. Plans, not so much, because plans to me imply expectation, and the expectation is the problem. You're just limiting yourself if you have an expectation. Like why would you have an expectation? It's got to feel like the sky's the fucking limit, Like there is no end to this stuff, So like put it in that direction. Don't limit yourself by making a plan. I don't know. Some of you guys are like, whoa, I need my calendar, I need my thing. I get it. You plan shit, of course, yeah. I mean, you have a wedding to go to, your son's getting whatever. Of course, put things on the calendar. I'm not saying don't do that, but I don't know. I just feel like maybe we could be a little bit more open to having the universe show us something that maybe we couldn't have thought of in our little minds. Okay, so there's that blessed card again. So again, this fresh energy coming through. So you know how that flew out? Like that's just saying, get out of that mindset. Like you're blessed. We are blessed. We are blessing. We are this. We are, we're all part of it. And we just got to get out of the way and let that be. This is really beautiful energy. That purple, that's that crown chakra opening up. So some of you guys, it's kind of like as you heal that root chakra, like your crown just opens wide, and you're going to get a ton of downloads and info. Like you are going to be like, what is going on with me? That's when you call me. Okay. That's when you call me and you're like, what the fuck is going on? That's what we do. Okay. We let this happen so that we can work with it a little bit. It's really beautiful. Trust this. That's also what we have to do, is you have to learn how to navigate your life, steer your life based on that. That's part 2, you know? Part 1 is just like being open. Part 2 is like learning how to be at. Very, 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 like, very strong, like, support around that for those of you guys. Yeah, it's time to tell the truth. This is like, this came up in class the other day. It was like, yeah, coming out of the psychic closet, you know? That's what I did. Like, I'm like, okay, now I'm just doing this, like, out, you know? Like, it's just not something that I'm doing inside my head. It's like I'm actually opening up and sharing it. So it's good for you guys to just open up and talk about what is going on with you, right? If there's things happening that you don't understand or completely are fully aware of, just open up the doors of truth and like share. You know, it's very beautiful. You can really trust, well, I am getting this feeling like be careful who you trust, you know, and I think that's been part of the issue, you know, is like maybe for those of you guys, I've been vulnerable and I've been hurt. Yeah, of course. I mean, that's what that is. You know, you can't really have one without the other. So it's more important now, you know, in your own way to share the truth of who you are. That's really beautiful. So some of you guys are going to be writing a memoir, or like you're just sharing things, you're getting things out. Maybe some of you guys are, some repressed memories have come up, you know, and you're just like finally talking about it. That could be it. That's a big, like, spiritual awakenings, all that shit comes up. I remember when my first awakening when I was like in my early 20s, I had broken my foot, and so I was like laid up and I couldn't do anything. I couldn't run around. And so I started meditating, and this is like in the 90s, you know, like meditation was not exactly something that people did. Of course they did, but it wasn't something as like common. I didn't even know I was meditating. I just started doing it. So I started meditating, and like I would get all these memories from my childhood that were like repressed shit that was like pretty dark. And I didn't like it, you know, but I allowed it, and it came out, and I felt so much better. And I like wrote about it. I was writing a lot of poetry back then and doing a lot of, paintings and things. So it kind of came out in a creative way. But the point is that like, you're kind of open Pandora's box a little bit. And I think some of you guys have maybe been afraid of that, but if you just let it out carefully and slowly in your own way, I think that feels really good. It's like, you don't have to just sit there and overshare and be like, blah, 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 you know? I get it. Do it when you're comfortable. You know, some of you guys would be really good to even like, if you've been struggling with addictions at all or anything, going to like a support, like an AA meeting where people can talk, like go do that. Like there's beauty in that. I think sharing your story, sharing, with other people feels really, really beautiful right now. So some of you guys might work on that in terms of, yeah, there's that feminine energy coming through again. Wow, a lot of feminine energy. So we are very, very, very like much like so loved. So loved. Like how precious, you know, and getting to this place in our lives where everything feels very precious in that way. Not precious and like delicate, but just everything is just sort of like, wow, you know, like kind of like that childlike sense of awe, you know, where you realize how beautiful everything really is. And you can really take in that gentleness. Some of you guys, it's just allowing this gentle energy to wash over you. I think that's been hard for me for sure. So I understand if people have been kind of stuck in this sort of thing, you know, like they got to, I don't know, that 8 of Swords is like thinking your way out of it. And it's more about feeling your way out of it and letting go and releasing and just being more free to be yourself and to free yourself from anything that tried to take you down, you know? And I just think, and I'm going to start to wrap it up, that the feeling that I'm getting is a fresh feeling. And I feel like it's something that maybe you guys just haven't felt before. I feel like it's a new feeling, like almost like a bliss state, or a very fresh feeling that you're like, I've never felt like this, you know? That's weird that it just went out. Anyways, yeah. So let your light work with that. It's really going to be about that light coming up and through you. So again, back to some chakra work, just some opening there. Let that heart open, tell your truth, speak your truth, and just feel into this like gentle energy, this support, this loving support that's with you at all times. I really just want to end with that because it feels really good, and just let that be your new normal, is to feel light and to feel fresh and to feel blessed. All right, you guys, I love you guys so much. I will be here next week. And in the meantime, feel free to reach out to me, frontiertarot.com, if you want a session. I am here for you always. Enjoy. Happy New Year. And I will see you on the flip side. Bye. Bye. It's like that Sesame Street. Bye.